Hello, my name is Tim, my company is Sports and Touring, and we are Jaguar F-Type specialists. Many years from now, when people look back upon the F-Type, I think a few specific models are likely to be at the forefront of interest. The Project 7, of course, hyper rare, incredibly expensive, very exotic, only a very small number built. Then the SVR, the ultimate F-Type for the man on the Clapham omnibus, perhaps. 575 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and a range of fabulous aesthetic and aerodynamic refinements. I think the 400 Sport will have a spot as well. The final development of the V6, a limited run of special vehicles in only 3 different paint shades and with fabulous equipment. And then the V8R, which I suspect might, of all of those, be identified as the one for collectors and collections, because it marries that supercharged 5-litre V8 engine with the wonderful ZF gearbox, and it sends its 550 horsepower to the rear axle. Yes, it's a car for people with good hands and feet who understand how to drive, but if you are one of those people or you wish to become one of them, this car will deliver the most exquisite experience at the wheel. We are always very excited when a rear-wheel drive V8R comes into stock, and even more so when it's one like this, in a wonderful colourway, in fabulous condition with wonderful extras on it as well. And I am very excited indeed to show you around. There then, the nose of the F-Type, a beautiful design in every respect. The work that went into the styling on the F-Type, as significant as the work that went into the engineering, and then the enormous amount of refinement that went into the development of Jaguar's last ever internal combustion sports car. The lines of the body speak of style and power and aerodynamics and speed, of course, and this Ultimate Black, or Santorini Black, to give it its other name, paint, works so well with this design. And here it's matched, of course, with black pack, so the window surrounds and power vents and so forth are in black, and with black design pack, so the front and rear splitters and the side skirts also in that colour. Black with black with black, a very effective and classic look. And then we've augmented it with these beautiful Gyrodyne wheels, which have been freshly refurbished in diamond turned finish, of course, but with gloss black powder coating. And for a little touch of colour, we have the red brake calipers and the red centre caps. And by the way, we have several sets of F-Type wheels in stock at any time. So if you say, yes, I love this car, but could I have it on a different wheel design? Yes, we can talk to you about that and very probably achieve it. We regularly do so. Coming around to the back of the car, and the big feature here of the V8 is those beautiful quad tailpipes, bright and shiny in chrome, protruding there from the rear splitter and making no bones about the fact that this is a car with a powerful engine under the bonnet. Lovely chrome accents of the badges there, of course, the R badge and the beautiful tail light clusters. Again, not only a very good set of lights, you know, they're good and clear and visible, unlike some modern car lights, but they're such a lovely design too. They really do augment the back end of the car very well. And you can see, I hope, that the paintwork is in fabulously good order. Bright, shiny, that glistening effect of the Ultimate Black, Santorini Black paint working superbly. No signs that this car's been through those awful mechanical car washes. It has clearly been diligently looked after and cared for through its life. Fabulously good on the outside, and I dare say equally good on the inside, which is where we're going to go now to take a look inside the cockpit. We'll supply the car, of course, with 2 remote key fobs and the owner's book pack, and pressing unlock, you see the door handle pop out into position. The power fold mirror moves out into the operating position too, and we can open the door and look into this stunning cockpit. Starting our inspection perhaps with the door card, which I hope you can see is in fabulously good order throughout. jet leather, extended jet leather in this cockpit in fact, and you can see there that we have the full 14-way electric memory seats with adjustable lumbar support and side bolsters, and the badge there tells you that we have Meridian surround sound, so the ultimate infotainment package in this particular car. Panning round, you can see that the tread plate there is in very fine order, and then we come to these beautiful performance seats in jet leather with jet stitching, and there in the headrest with the R logo embossed and looking very splendid. And the seats, by the way, you might expect to see some wear on the side bolsters here, but they are in perfect order with no signs of that distress at all. Sitting down into the car, and the point I always make is that this is an environment of art and science, of design and technology. Beautiful curves, wonderful aesthetics, and also fabulously good ergonomics. Inspecting in a bit more detail between the headrests there, we've got a handy stowage bin. Yet to see someone put a pot plant in there, but I look forward to the day when that does happen. We've got the armrest here, and under that a cubby hole with the CD player slot and a pair of USB sockets and a 12-volt socket, and the mini jack as well to plug into the infotainment system. Forward of there, we've got the twin cup holders and a little recess to take one of those small drinks cans. And then on to explore further, and to do that, we're going to fire up the supercharged V8. So my finger on the start button there, my foot is on the brake. You'll see the instrument binnacle do its little self-test flying display, and the centre air vent will rise up into position as we do this. And the steering wheel comes down into the driving position too. And there we are. The revs have settled down at about 1400, slightly higher than the normal idle. That's to let the catalytic converter warm up correctly, and you see them dropping there to the normal. And then we come around to the center console, and we'll see here that we've got the Eco Stop Start Defeat button. We've got the spoiler button. Now the spoiler comes up and goes down automatically at set speeds when you're driving, but if I pan the camera around, you'll see that I can put it up and retract it as well using the button there. Important to do that when you wash the car to make sure that you get under the spoiler and clean that important little area. Traction control off there, and the button for the switched active sports exhaust, the two valves in the exhaust system that open up to give you a throatier engine note. There's the electronic parking brake with hill start assist, very simple to use, it takes care of itself pretty well. And then we have the media on off button and volume control, and this beautiful shift stick. So there's a trigger on the front there which you operate with your finger, and with that trigger pulled you can move the shift stick back and put the car into drive position, and from drive sideways across into sports gearbox. In sports gearbox mode you can shift up and down using the stick. Of course you've got the flappy paddles on the steering wheel. I would prefer those because then my hands stay on the wheel and I'm in full control of the car while manoeuvring. Back over the shift stick, and finally we've got the P button on the top boot to put the car into park mode there, and that takes care of that. Next, perhaps the most important switch in the F-Type cockpit, the driving mode selector. So at the moment we are in normal or vanilla driving mode. We go forward into rain, ice and snow mode. This calms the car down very considerably, particularly the throttle map is much softer and it makes the car much easier to drive in slippery weather conditions. Back into normal or vanilla mode, and then rearwards into dynamic driving mode, which we see confirmed there on the dashboard, and the dashboard backlighting has turned red as well to tell us that we're in dynamic mode. And this is the tutti frutti driving mode. Everything is sharpened up. We'll have a look in a moment at the infotainment screen and see how we can vary the settings in dynamic mode as well. Okay, here's the climate control area. We've got dual zone climate on this car, so passenger dials in their temperature, driver dials in his or her temperature here, and then we press either of these buttons for the 3-stage electric seat heating, very useful in cold weather. We've got auto climate, air conditioning, timed recirculation, hazard warning light switch there, and then front and rear demist, and the electrically heated front windscreen. So this is those little wires that run through the front windscreen and heat it up so effectively in cold weather to clear the screen when you need it on an early morning start. Up to the infotainment screen here, and you can see we've got buttons around the outside. This is the home page here, where we see that we have the media options, and at the moment we've got Bluetooth audio connected there. Then we go to the other options on the audio side. If we click source, you can see we have iPod, CD, aux, USB, and stored CDs as well. So when you play a CD in this car, it is possible to store it in the car's hard drive to replay it another time later. And we've got DAB radio and FM and AM radio as well, of course. Back here we've got Bluetooth telephony, very crisp and clear, easy to use in the F-Type, no problems being heard or hearing other people on a call. Back to the home screen, and the climate control screen here allows you to direct the airflow around the cabin as you wish it to be, and you can turn the climate setting off and also synchronize the two temperatures there. So if you watch those dials, you see they both jump to the same value when I press sync. Back to the home screen, and again satellite navigation, very crisp and clear, easy to program, easy to follow, no difficulties at all. People report very positive findings from the Jaguar sat-nav system. Back to the home screen again, and if we click there, we can see we've got our shortcuts menu. This is where you put your particular choice of shortcuts for various things like the in-control apps, setup, audio settings and so forth. And then back through the home screen and to the extra features screen, and here you can see that we have configurable ambient lighting, cameras, stealth and dynamic eye, and here is where we can adjust and have either factory setup on the car or my setup, and have engine, steering, suspension and gear shift either in dynamic excuse me, or in normal mode. And that is useful when you're perhaps having a track day or driving the car enthusiastically on the road and you want to set it up for your particular preferences. Also from this page we've got the stopwatch with lap timer, the G meter and the pedal position indicator and graph. And I'll mention, by the way, that we now offer an upgrade to these cars with CarPlay and Android Auto. Talk to us about that. There is a small cost involved, but we've got a brilliant supplier now who supplies a unit which makes these cars CarPlay and Android, and is very effective and reliable, and I'm sure that that's going to be the way that a lot of people choose to go in the future. Over on the steering wheel, and there is the beautiful R logo, by the way, and on the left thumb pad we've got the infotainment controls and Bluetooth telephony button. On the right thumb pad we've got the the cruise controls and active speed limiter, and there's the button for the heated steering wheel. Fabulous in cold weather. It warms your hands so efficiently and makes getting into the car on a cold day such a thing to look forward to. On the left stalk we've got the automatic headlamps. The right stalk there we've got the rain sensitive wipers, and then in front of us that lovely instrument binnacle with the big clear speedometer and rev counter, and a multifunction display in the middle which we can configure with various information as we wish to have it. Finally, over here by my right knee you can see that we've got the rear fog light and boot release buttons and the dimmer for the instrument binnacle, and then down there in the where the pedals are you can just see the chrome accelerator pedal. My foot is on the brake at the moment obviously, but this car does have the upgrade pedal pack as well, one of the many extra cost options on this particular F-Type. And then looking around the cockpit, well, it's all in stunningly good order. The leather is fabulous. It's, as I say, the extended leather option with leather dashboard and so forth. No wear, no marks to remark upon anywhere, no scratches, no blemishes. It really is in very fine order. Okay, we'll switch off and take a look in the boot. When Jaguar set out to design the F-Type, they knew that it had to be a practical car. It had to be a daily driver for some owners. And that is why they gave it a very large boot, over 300 litres of space in here. Yes, it's a slightly unusual shape, so you need to pack soft-sided bags, or maybe avail yourself of one of the beautiful bespoke luggage sets which you can buy for the F-Type. But as long as you have that in mind, you can get plenty in here for your holiday or shopping trip or whatever. You can get a set of golf clubs in, taking advantage of the fact that the boot extends sideways behind the rear wheel arches. So you put your golf clubs in diagonally like so, and then move them round to be across the back end of the car like so, and they will fit in easily. Under the boot floor, we've got a handy little cubby hole there. And there is also, of course, the inflation kit should you encounter a puncture just there, and there's a tub of gunk by the battery under the cover just there. Again, you can see, I hope, that everything is in very fine order, no marks, no blemishes, no stains. I can report there are no unpleasant odours in this boot either. It is all exactly as it should be. We'll close the boot lid there and come around to the passenger side of the car. And again, the door card, I dare say, is pretty well as it left the factory. Nothing to remark upon. The tread plate is pretty well perfect. And then the dashboard, centre console, carpet and mat, and again this beautiful performance seat are all in impeccable order. Truly, this is a vehicle which has been diligently cared for by those who have been fortunate to enjoy it in the past. Okay, next we are going to look in the engine room under the bonnet. We'll take a look at the power plant. And so there it is, the plastic cover on top of the supercharger, on top of the V8 engine, 5 litres in capacity, producing 550 PS and driving this F-Type from 0 to 60 in just 4 seconds and onto a top speed artificially limited at 186 miles per hour. But as I always point out at this point, that isn't the essence of the F-Type. The essence of the F-Type is how it feels sitting there in the driver's seat, with your hands and feet connecting you with the car and the road and your environment and your journey. And the thing the F-Type does so brilliantly well is it makes every moment at the wheel, whether you're going to the shops for a pint of milk or the Italian Alps to do those fabulous roads where it's a sprint and a hairpin and a sprint and a hairpin, wherever your journey takes you, the F-Type engages you in just the most wonderfully fulfilling way. You can see under here everything is crisp and correct as it should be, nothing remarkable at all. Service history is main dealer all the way up until 2021. Then it was in storage for a little while, and after storage it's had a major service with a Jaguar independent. Everything is functioning exactly as it should be. This car's passed all of our inspections without a glitch, and I've driven it a very considerable distance myself. Everything is just exactly as Jaguar intended it, and the car is waiting to delight its next keeper. So thank you ever so much for watching. It has been such a pleasure to show you this beautiful V8R. We're Sports and Touring. We're just outside Andover in Hampshire, open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to telephone, email or WhatsApp us if you've got any questions, or if you'd like to see this car either in person or by video call. It'll be a pleasure to send you a link to the online Google Drive. That's our folder with higher resolution photos which you can zoom in on, and PDF copies of important documents about the car. If on your buying journey you've got a vehicle to dispose of, we'll give you frank and honest advice about the best way to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that as well. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA, and we work with a really brilliant broker. Do please take a few moments to read our reviews in Auto Trader. I'm very proud indeed of the things our previous customers say about us. And I'll close by saying thank you again. Feel free to like and subscribe to us here on YouTube, and we will look forward to hearing from you very soon. Contact details are coming next.